We learned that the Chicago city streets have 110,000 gang members. That's right, you heard me right. They had 1,200 shootings this year alone, 360 homicides. When politicians choose to side with those metrics and not their citizenry, thank God we have President Trump and this Department of Justice and this FBI going in there and crushing violent crime. We are up double digits on every metric of consequence when it comes to crushing violent crime, finding kids, seizing fentanyl, arresting violent offenders. We haven't even gotten into our counterintelligence and counterterrorism work, which is ongoing at levels that this country has never seen before. But that's the beauty of these officers and agents. This is the work they wanted to do, and when you don't force them to politicize law enforcement and lie to federal courts to attack your political opponents and get secret search warrants and go spy on members on Congress, they get to go out into the streets and safeguard the community. Operation Summer Heat was our flagship program that the FBI led, and these are the results when you put cops on the streets and let them do their job.
That's FBI Director Kash Patel, and what we've been reporting, the massive amount of gang members in Chicago, including illegal alien gang members, the Trump team's push to stop crime. Now, more than 800 illegal aliens now under arrest in Illinois, including those accused of murder, rape, assault, domestic abuse, and child abuse. Also, Trent Aragua gang members. We got a major development coming in. They're now going after dangerous foreign drug cartel gang members operating inside the U.S. 14 suspected leaders of the Rancho San Pedro gang just arrested outside L.A. It's one of the most violent street crews in Southern California, a known arm of the, quote, Mexican mafia. Let's bring in Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons. Director, it's great to see you again. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your busy day. Can you tell us more about this? How widespread is this problem?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, so one thing that ICE does, especially with our Homeland Security investigation, is we focus on these criminal cartels that are here in the United States. And unfortunately, under the last administration, we have seen so many of these gang members and cartel members that are now known and suspected terrorists operate inside the United States. And there was a blind eye turned to it because we didn't have proper vetting. And Director Patel is right. There are so many around neighborhoods in Chicago, neighborhoods in Dallas, that's all over the country. And ICE, especially, like I said, Homeland Security investigations with our Homeland Security task forces, partnered with the FBI, taking the whole of government approach. We're going to go ahead and make sure we take these foreign terrorists out of our neighborhoods because they operated with impunity for so long. How
many states are we talking about? We should point out Trump's polls are rising among voters living in U.S. cities. The latest Tip Insights poll, he's now at 47% job approval. He's moving higher in U.S. cities because of the crime crackdown. So which states are we talking about?
Honestly, I could say every state. We used to always say that every state is a border state because so many of these criminal actors have taken up residency, especially in the states that have sanctuary jurisdictions. So Homeland Security investigations, along with the FBI, we're going to have Homeland Security task forces in every state focused on that specific state problem and addressing these criminal cartels, these criminally illegal aliens, and these foreign actors that have been wreaking mayhem since the last administration.
Now, Director, this has been a big fight between the Trump White House enforcing federal law and Democrats battling to not enforce the law. Now we've got the far-left mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, calling for ICE agents to be arrested if they violate his local executive order on no ICE zones when federal agents are following federal law and his order violates the U.S. Supremacy Clause. What's your take on this one?
My take is that what the mayor signed yesterday was just pure political theater. ICE has been operating in Chicago well before January 20th under every administration. We've been taking out criminal illegal aliens in those neighborhoods and helping to make that city safe. So we're going to go ahead and do our mission. The men and women of ICE were out there today. We were out there last night after he signed that. We're not concerned about these anti-ICE zones. We don't need to stage on city property or get his permission. We're going to go ahead and do the mission that we do. And there are so many people, like you said, that just don't like the mission of ICE, but it's a law enforcement mission. We're enacting laws that Congress has written. So we're going to go ahead and keep doing our mission because it's actually making America safe.
Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons, thank you so much for all the hard work you do and for taking the time to be with us tonight. We appreciate it.